Oh, what's up, people? What's up, people? A little bit late, y'all. A little bit late, y'all. But it's this guy. It's this sweet little guy's fault right here. Where is he? There we go. On the camera, there's the culprit. There's the culprit. Finally down. I need to get some WD-40 for that squeaky door hinge, but we're good. We're good. What's up, people? Hydration check. Yes. Okay. There we go. Lore tax. I see the lore tax. I see the lore tax. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, need to charge that monitor. You're right. Thank you for saying that, because one of my players, we played last night, or we play on Sundays, and they needed to charge something, and I didn't have enough rooms, enough spots. Now it's charging. Thank you. Good call. Good call on that one. So, a nice haircut. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm about to go to Gen Con, so I didn't want to look like a slob, you know what I'm saying? Because some big things are happening in Gen Con. The biggest things ever to happen to DC20 are happening at Gen Con. That's all I can say right now. That's all I can say right now. That's all I can say right now. Jackie Geek, what are your plans for dragon types in DC20? Whoo. We talking some lore, people? Is this the lore drop? Is this the lore drop? Interesting. So I will have this be the lore drop. Instead of a lore drop, I will announce something that I haven't announced yet. So I'll just announce it here for my lore drop, right? So and it's not even lore drop. It's just a huge freaking announcement that I wasn't planning on making, but I will now to appease the masses. So first of all, before that, thank you. Oh, there's even more super chats. Alfred Miller, thank you for the super chat. It comes in with a $50 super chat and it's in early. He's just an early fee, right? Yes, Party Hardy. It's an early fee. Alfred Miller was early. I was late, and I'm sorry, Alfred. I feel even worse now. I'm just kidding. I love you, Alfred. Victor Ferry, justice for the help action. Make it depend on a skill check based off of how you are helping. GM's call. Then the symbol by 5 success, blunder, less than 5 blunder, 10. D4, 15, D6, help. So I totally see where you're going from here, but the whole thing is I want to, one, incentivize the help action. God forbid it be good, you know what I'm saying, compared to D&D, which is literally never taken ever. And I don't want it to be too crunchy, and I don't want to slow down the game. So in its current form, if you compare the rule that you just proposed to the current help action, I am not worried about the help action being mathematically broken. And in fact, if you were to use that rule, help action would be terrible mathematically, because you'd have to make a check to spend an action point to maybe be able to, you know what I'm saying? And at that point, you're probably gonna be like, screw it. So mathematically right now, the help die is in a great spot at a D8. And then if you do multiple help dice, yeah, okay, it whittles down to where you shouldn't do it anymore. It also doesn't slow down the game, and also does all those other things. So there's my 2-second thing on that there, Victor. But I love the help action, and or as far as where it's at right now, and seeing people do it and all that stuff. And I love seeing people combo together and help each other. It's been super cool. One of my favorite things. Liam, item drop. Item drop? What do you mean item drop? Are you talking about the next week's? Oh, you know, I could do that. I could do that too. All right, so I'm going to do 2 announcements for you guys. I'm going to do 2 showcases here, okay? Let me see. DC20 magazine. Here we go. Volume 2. Here we go. We'll have this. Whoo, that's sick. All right. So here we'll do this right now. We'll do the announcement, and then I'll showcase something else cool, and then I'll get caught up in the super. And after I'm done with that, I will take questions. I'll start the Q&A, assuming I have moderators here. Let me double check on that, because I'm not sure if I have moderators right now. And then let me see. I am here. Here we go. Oh, Wolves is the best. Wolves is the best. So yeah, here we go. So here's how it's going to work. Announcement, sneak peek of the new system that's being released, and then I'll open up the questions right then, and I'll answer all the super chats. So here we go. The announcement. I'll do the announcement second. Here's the sneak peek. Check this out. Boom. Oh. This is the art, right? This is the custom art, just freshly made by and this is in the DC20 magazine folder, volume 2, custom magic item system. What? Is this the cover? What? Oh, that's pretty sick. Is this like maybe World of Warcraft Alliance themed lion helmet? I don't know. 2 crossed swords with some magical armors and whatnot. Heck yeah. It is super, super sick. And the volume 2 of the DC20 playbook, or DC20 magazine is going to be, look at that. Look at the engravings, right? Oh yeah. Volume 2 of the DC20 magazine is going to be a custom magic item system. That is going to be basically how you the weapon system, where you have the base properties and you can like add more to it. Magic items are going to have a certain amount of magic power that you're going to be able to add things to, and we have a list of magic item traits, and you're going to be able to take those magic item traits, click, boop. Hey, I made a magic item. Ooh, you know what? I want to take that one off and add this one in. Click. Oh, 0-point trait. Cool. You only get 1. So it's kind of like ancestry system combined with a weapon system as far as that concept goes in a magic system right there, right? And Wheeler 777, I am literally talking to this artist, Lorenzo, to put him on as a full-time artist for DC20, and he would just keep making art. So the DC20 magazine would have a ratchet up. He would be constantly making art for the DC20 books and all future books and all those types of things. So super huge right there. So anyway, there's that. And now for the announcement, okay? Also for the magic system, there's going to be example magic items as well. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I'm not making any magic items. Here you go, right? It's gonna be a super cool system. It's wildly useful. It's a system I wish was there for Dungeons and Dragons, and a system that I was currently in the process at the time of the OGL making for Dungeons and Dragons, but I was like, they're mine. So anyway, there's that. Now, how much will the magazine be on the website? That's going to depend on what it is and all that kind of stuff. So right now it's probably it's at the $5 patron tier, so it's probably going to be at the $5 on the website, just as far as that's usually how that goes. But that's just where that's at right now. But you also, there's some discounts you can get on the website and things like that too, because also in the DC20 magazine or the Patreon tier, there's a ton of other stuff you get, like live streams that we do every Wednesday, like tomorrow and stuff. We're doing the Ranger subclasses tomorrow, so there's that. But here's the announcement for the wild thing that's happening that I wasn't going to say anything about, but I'm going to say something about it now. And I think this is okay for me to say, but we're going to say it anyway. Tomorrow, thanks kindly, Cryptid. Not tomorrow, sorry. August 3rd, at Gen Con, I am going to be hosting and game mastering a game of DC20 for none other than Brennan Lee Mulligan. What? Right? Yep. The guy, right? Brennan Lee Mulligan has been my dungeon master hero since I started watching the episode 1 of season Dimension 20 Fantasy High freshman year. So we have had 2 Zoom calls where I showed him DC20 and showed him a bunch of different rules. He loved every single rule, thought all the rules was like a cool upgrade. Second meeting, and I pitched potential concepts of kind of how we could be working together, how this and that could be together. If you haven't checked out the newest season of, well, it's actually Fantasy High Junior Year, right? They've done tons of episodes. It's on Dropout right now. This is not a sponsored video, literally at all, but it's on Dropout right now. Of course, I'm subscribed. They have a whole new. They have, Dimension 20 is insane. What they do as far as the quality of their show. So there's a system of downtime that you will see in Dimension 20's junior year that literally, I can't tell you guys, I already have the downtime system for DC20. Brendan released a downtime system in that series, and I was like, oh my gosh, like literally That's awesome. And he homebrewed for 5th edition a downtime system that literally should have just been for DC20. And I was like, yeah, inspiration, of course. And they already just fit together perfectly. So I told him, I was like, man, if we can do something, you know. So he was interested and wanted to play. And so he's going to be at Gen Con, I'm going to be at Gen Con, and we're playing. So it gets crazier, though. Because and also you guys know now none of these, just to clarify, none of this is like talking about like, oh, next season of Dimension 20 is going to be DC20, although Dimension 20 DC20, you know what I'm saying. But that's not we're not talking about that. That's not on the table. We haven't talked about anything like that. I'm just simply showing him DC20. He's going to play it, and he is in control at that of the whole thing. Obviously, I'm just here making a game, right? So there's more. Yes. That's going to happen. I'm making a custom one shot from scratch just for that. Of course, because I have to absolutely knock that out of the park. It's the most important game I've ever played in my life. And it gets more important. So we were going to play at this certain time slot. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I try to get reservations and all this other kind of stuff, finding rooms and all this stuff. And then his assistant messaged me. He's like, you know, can we move it to this time slot? I was like, yeah, I literally will. My schedule is all yours, right? So we had to move it. And the reason we had to move it to a new time slot was he wanted to bring Abria Iyengar to also play. And she couldn't make that time slot, but she could make this new time slot. So Abria Iyengar is going to be another player at the table. Isn't that wild? Are you shitting me? Like, she's amazing. She is amazing. She's blown my mind in game mastering. I felt like I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I know how to all the different tools in my toolbox. She has opened my mind to different ways and tools and mechanical rulings and just the style, the storytelling, the scene building, the expositional, all of that, right? So yeah, that's insane. Yeah, those are gonna be two of the players at the table there. So wish me luck that I don't just pass out before we get the whole thing started. But yeah, so there's the rundown. That's the Emily Axford. I know, right? I don't know who the other players are going to be. That's all I know. So yes, hydration check for sure. Yeah. Whew, yeah. So anyway, there's that. And then sweet, amazing. Yeah, no, thanks guys. It's crazy. No, I'm not filming it. Not filming it at all. That's not the goal. You know, this is not for entertainment purposes. This is nothing for me. This is nothing. I'm not trying to get anything out of this. I'm just trying to provide them a fun game, a DC20. No cameras, no lights in action. Like, they don't have to like, we're just gonna play. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a no-brainer. Didn't even think about. Didn't even bring that up. Nope. So yeah, but yeah, wow, wild and crazy. So Douglas Morales, please could you show us some arts? Show us some arts. All the art so far has been on the Kickstarter. I think there's only a couple of pieces that wasn't used there. But whenever I get more arts that comes in, you know I'm going to showcase it. You know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. And then cool. There's the big picture. So now Q&A. Bye bang. Ask your questions. Hashtag question. So my moderators can see it, snag it, pick it up. If you got questions, hit me with them. We will go, like, I was 15 minutes late, so we'll go 15 minutes over. Also, if you don't know, if we hit the live stream goal, I do a $75 giveaway for Die Hard Dice, metal dice set. Oh baby, it's a $75 gift card on their website. Die Hard Dice just literally gave me codes for this. They're the ones that are making the dice for DC20. They've been wildly awesome at literally every turn, so props to them. And at the end of every live stream, no matter what, I do a DC20 giveaway. So if you did not back the Kickstarter in whatever way, shape, or form, you can get your copy of DC20. And if you did, I have all your emails already. I have backer kit literally pulled up on my screen. And if you win and you back the Kickstarter, I blow it up for you. I might throw in an extra book. I might throw in a set of extra dice. I might go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. Everybody's going to be a winner no matter what happens. So let's go. Get the questions rolling. Did I miss any super chats? I don't think I missed any super chats. I think I was up to date on them. Coach Rock On, you deserve all the success you're getting. Aegis Virium, thank you for that. Rock On, you deserve all the success you're getting. I appreciate that. It really has really came into some crazy levels of playing with Brennan Lee Mulligan. This is gonna be crazy. Now, I never thought the first time I played with him would be a game I created. Right? That's crazy. And then Claudio, hey coach, might not be around for the whole stream. If I win a rigged giveaway this stream, just re-roll it. If you somehow win when you're not here. Ooh, I appreciate you, Claudio. You win again. MMZ Time Lord, Jody Kirovek here, early fee. Jody Krivo Havelek. Oh, Havelek. Oh no, didn't I get the acronym for this? Jody Krivo Havelek. Jody Krivo Havelek. Oh, wait. Make it rain dice. Jody Krivo Havelek. Krivo Halavek. Krivo Halavek. I think I got that one right that time. Freaking Jody. Wow. Make it rain dice. Trust me, you don't want that. Not with these babies. You don't want these metal dice, especially look at this D4. Where's the D4? There, look at that D4. I guess it has rounded off, it has squared off edges. So that's, oh God, it hit me. Make it rain metal dice. Watch out, y'all. Watch out though. MMZ Time Lord is making it rain. Wow, thank you for that. That's crazy. And then making sure I got kind of item drop. Krevlik here, and we have the early fee. So we have the early fee, and you came in with that too. Liam has a super chat, and then I will be all caught up. Liam's super chat is Encounter DC used for anything? Seems pointless to have an Encounter DC and Initiative DC. So yeah, I mean, I use the Encounter DC for any sort of check that happens during the encounter. So whenever I usually have like a large D20, I usually use it more so for play tests. That the Encounter DC, I will openly say, is a rule that is teetering on being an official rule or not. It's a playtest rule, but it's play tested to see if I want to even use it in the first place, if that makes sense. So how the Encounter DC works is if the Encounter's DC is 13, just because that's how hard it is, this battle is this hard, and if somebody wants to climb up a rickety old shack to try and get to the top, okay, cool, athletics check, and the DC is 13. If somebody wants to convince a bad guy and try and succeed on an influence check to try and do this, that, or the other, the DC is 13, right? Unless there's some sort of DC on the character, and it's like unless the actual NPC, bad guy, whatever, has some stats that would be what they target, then we would use that. But in general, if they're trying to succeed on something, I just have a DC be that way. It's been really nice. It's been really nice to be like, the DC for that, yeah, it's 13. So those times when someone's like, oh, they did this thing and they want to do it, and it's like, and they get like an 11, and you're like, oh yeah, you know what, that happens, ha ha ha. No, the DC's 13, and it's already set beforehand. So you're not the bad guy, and it kind of absolves the dungeon master of some responsibilities there. You know what I'm saying? So I like it for that reason, just in general, is why it's there. And then the initiative DC is obvious as far as that one, right? Hydration check. Thank you, Max. Exactly, Grouch. Exactly. Sometimes you just make up stats on the fly. The Encounter DC would be good. Exactly. You also can base things off of the Encounter DC. I've done this before on the fly. A little sneak peek behind the scenes, Dungeon Masters. Listen up. If the Encounter DC is 13 and they're doing something against the boss, and I'm like, a 13, that's too easy, I'm gonna add 2 to it. So the DC's 15. Now usually the boss monsters will have a save DC, but that's more so for their abilities that they're using on people, and they have numbers and all. You get the idea. So anyway, then now they're caught up on super chats. We're good. So what is that all from tonight? Okay, no. I started scrolling and I was like, wait, are these all from tonight? I'm never getting through these. That's wild. So here we go. Jakku has a question. Does the team have a current consensus on PDR? It is a hot topic in the Discord. I'm curious if changes or reworks are planned for armor shield rework. So in general, there is an armor and shields rework that is on the docket for 0.9. right? So there's that. So that I would say is an understandable thing that I want to work more. So like the armor, the weapon system, and y'all love the weapon system. I hear the feedback, so we're going to be working on that for the armor and shields. Done, right? So with that system, now he's okay. What's going on? So with that system, PDR on its own, I think PDR is in a great spot myself. Now, is that set in stone? No. Am I not listening to feedback on that? No, I'm not. No, I'm not listening to feedback, which means yes, I am listening to feedback. But PDR, I think, is in a fine spot because is it bypassed? Yes. Is it easy to get heavy hits in DC20? Yes. That's why I can give away PDR so easily. If PDR was better, we couldn't give it away so easily. If PDR is buffed or in some way, we would have to go back through every instance that gives away PDR and either nerf it, like Turtle Stance would have to go. Turtle Stance for monks gets, well, I guess it has a mental defense and a physical, or mental and physical version. But we'd have to nerf this, nerf across the board to balance it back out. Because right now, every instance of PDR, we know how powerful it currently is, which is not that powerful. It's about the same as it's a little bit weaker than 1 PD, right? But it's real close, right? And I would say the weapons rework that we just did with the weapons actually buffed PDR a little bit in that way. So I know PDR is not crazy strong, and because of that, it's balanced in its current state of how often, how easy we give it out is, right? And PDR's entire purpose is to be bypassed by heavy hits and above. If it's not bypassed by heavy hits and above, then it becomes wildly broken. If you were to take PDR and make it to where it just turns into damage resistance 2, if you got damage, let's say 2 PDR. 2 PDR is so strong, just minusing 2 damage from everything you ever take ever. The base damage on enemies is 2. Just in general, that's the base damage is 2. So they would have to get a heavy hit to be able to deal any damage. And if their base damage is 1, they'd have to get a brutal hit on you to deal any damage. And if you got 3 PDR, right? So there is a world and scenario once the game is further down the tracks where we have that, because we already have damage reduction in the game. We have damage reduction 1. That is in the game. It's damage reduction half, vulnerability, double, all that stuff. All these things are in the game, and damage reduction works that certain way. Physical PDR is a whole separate category, and it's weaker, but it's weaker on purpose, and that's another tool that we have at our disposal. We can damage resistance half damage. We can damage resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we can PDR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? We have lots of tools, and during the beta of a game, that's a great spot to have all these tools. So down the line, once we've made levels 1 through 10, and we're working on levels 1 through 20, we see the big picture of the game, and we see how strong PDR is, and we see what PDR looks like across the game. That is the time where PDR will either be buffed to the point where it's only bypassed on brutals and above, or it will be buffed to the point where PDR is removed from the game and it's replaced with damage reduction 1, right? And then that's the way that goes. And then we have to balance some other things and all that type of stuff. So there we go. And then Thomas, PDR is physical damage reduction, which is what is on heavy armor and certain other class features and the monk turtle stance and other things like that, where every time you take damage, you reduce it by 1 or however much PDR you have. And if you get a heavy hit or higher, it bypasses that and you take the damage as usual. I love damage, being able to bypass armor in whatever way, shape, or form. Hydration check, thank you. It was that the PDR rant dried me up. There we go. So there's that question. I hope that answers as far as the game design perspective of it. It needs to stay in the game as it is right now for the health of DC20. It needs to stay the way it is right now. I hope y'all can trust me on that. Because it needs to stay in this weaker version, because we have this stronger version. We have the weakest version it will ever be. The weakest PDR will ever be is what it is right now. The strongest is what damage reduction 1 already is in DC20. So both exist. There's a middle version where the whole brutal thing is, and now we can see the whole thing. We can keep play testing and see where the best healthy spot for it is to end up, if that makes sense. So, Iron Bird, thank you for your hard work and dedication. Oh my gosh, these ones just get me, man. Iron Bird, thank you. Iron Bird, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. What a blessing it is that this job that I have, that people will try to stop and super chat just to say thank you for what I'm doing. It is the freaking fuel in my tank, y'all. Thank you so much. Leaky's TV. Why, if all the party rolls a 17 in an initiative DC 15, they all go first? But if they roll a 23, 22, and they all go last, you roll well, but no reward. So, okay, yeah. So, Leaky's, this is a great question. It's about initiative. What are the goals of initiative? Is really my question. Because if you roll initiative and you get a 23, 22, 21, 20, right? That is, you rolled really high, yeah. And under no circumstances do I think it is good for a game or fun for a game. Ask any dungeon master if all players go first. Literally all players go first. And then all the bad guys go. That sucks. That sucks in so many levels. Sucks for the game master, sucks for the players. It's disengaging. Dear God, it's no. Please no. So the literal initiative system, one of its goals is to prevent that from happening as much as humanly possible. The only ways that you can bypass that is one of two ways. One is natural 20s. Natural 20 trumps you to the top of the line, and then you can keep, the next highest person can go, so you can kind of get two people above. If you get another natural 20, oh my God, right? And you can keep going like that, right? So then that's cool and unique, and natural 20s. So that's obvious. That one's getting through. Okay, cool. I imagine that I am the initiative bouncer. I'm trying to have a good initiative system here in DC20 land, and I don't want these bad situations getting through. So a 23, 22, 21, 20, all that stuff, I mean, sure, y'all all rolled really high, and that's great. That is great. That's cool. Not getting in, though. You're not going to get to go first. No, I got to protect the system, right? But if everyone rolled a 17, right? If everyone rolled a 17, that's wild, right? That is unique. That's different. That's crazy. If the entire team rolled the same initiative, I think that's really cool. That's a unique moment. That's a cool, that the dice are telling a story type of moment. So hell yeah, that's exciting. In the moment around the table that people are like, I got 17. Oh, I got 17 too. Nice. I said, wait. What you said? Ha! Like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, please. I love that. So that moment of hype and coolness, now it's cool. But a 17 is probably not going to beat the initiative DC, because even like the some of the lowest level encounters I have, the initiative, the encounter DC is probably 13, 14 is probably what the encounter DC is. Plus 5 on top of that, the 13 goes to an 18. So 17 probably wouldn't cut it. A DC 12 plus 5 would, and the Dungeon Master can always set the initiative DC to be whatever they want, and they don't even have to use the encounter DC like we just talked about earlier. So there's my 2 cents on why that's cool. And I think that's fun. I think it's fun. I'm not trying to hand out all the medals for like, oh yeah, you rolled super high in initiative. Sorry, you rolled super high in initiative, so you get to experience a worse initiative because everyone's going at the same time because y'all all rolled really high. That's also part of, I think, the benefit of the initiative system is that, yeah, everyone gets rolls really high in initiative. So that usually in D&D would suck because now everyone goes first. They dumpster the fight. No bad guys go. It's just, I mean, yeah, sure. If players are just really wanting to steamroll but y'all know that's not what's best for the game as far as the story to be told, the tactics involved, the fun of the combat, the challenge, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Leaky got me to go on a rant on that one too, but I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense as far as that goes. Or sounds fair, right? And then, whoa, where am I at? There we go. Oh, D&D Geek, thank you for joining as a team member. Or I think for 24 months, you've been a team member for that. I was like, that name looks so familiar, of course. And yeah, for 2 years, you've been a team member. Woohoo! Liam, can you comment on a fillable monster stat block? That's fully a plan in the game. Fillable monster stat blocks a plan for the our digital dev team to build and develop. It's a plan for a resource that we have in the future, and it's a plan for some sort of monster manual situation to have even just a template. So yeah, all of those things are on the docket for sure. And then Ed Kaufman. I'm gonna make sure that I get the Kaufman in there. First time super chat, appreciate you. Initiative should be awareness check. Prime plus CM means the bonus is about the same for the whole party, which seems flat. Says more down to luck. PCs who weren't in mastery should be rewarded for better awareness. Yeah. So the big thing with awareness is I can't put it on awareness. Because if I put it on awareness, then it's like, all right, well, every time I make a character, I got to pick awareness and put the spot in there. Because now, not only is it awareness, which is adjacent to perception, even though in DC20, awareness is not near as strong as perception, especially with the tendency that game masters have to overuse perception, in my opinion. So I can't tie initiative, another combat carrot, to dangle on a stick for them to do that, right? Because then the negative ramifications is every character that's ever made by any sort of min-maxer that cares about combat at all, which is a lot of people, understandably so, you're picking awareness and you're putting a point in there. Every time. It no longer becomes a choice. All the skills no longer are fun choices. It is I must do this and then I get to make choices, which is I want to avoid that at all costs. But what initiative is not a prime plus CM, right? Well, that is the formula, but initiative is an initiative check. There's going to be a new spot on the character sheet that just says initiative. And if you want to be good at initiative, you are going to be able to take talents or certain subclass features or class features. There's going to be things that help with initiative checks. So you will be able to specialize them in some way, right? And will they be about the same for everybody fighting? Yeah, they will be. And I don't necessarily think that that's bad. But yeah, we'll keep evaluating that. And if it just feels bad for everyone to have the same initiative score, I don't know if that's a hangover from 5th edition. Yes, I know 5th edition bases it off of agility. Is that good though? You know what I'm saying? Is that good for the game? I think it's very interesting for a party of adventurers who are all adventurers. They're all ready for combat. They're all experienced adventurers to have the same initiative. Kind of makes sense in general. Do we need to have it be? You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. I don't know. I mean, we'll still be play testing it. Just launching a new system. We'll see how the feedback is on it, and we'll keep adapting it from there. So heck yeah. How strong would you say level 1 beast flight is? If you were to get, well, there's 3 levels of flying, right? There's gliding, limited flying, and flying. So if you were to get all 3 of those, first of all, you'd have to take on some sort of negative traits to get that, which is the, part of the balance there. And if you do get that at level 1, that means your entire ancestry pool has been poured into flying in that capacity. And so you sacrificed all features and you poured everything into flying. I guess I'm okay with it. And trust me, you can ask my team. I fought back for flying so hard. I fought against flying so hard because I don't want it to be too strong. So I think I was very, very, like, my first issue of flying, you couldn't even get flying. Flying cost like 9 points or something crazy, right? So I backed off and I got to a spot where I'm like, okay, I think this is in a spot that feels okay. And it's not too crazy strong. So I think it's in a fine spot. And if a player was to make a flying character in one of my games, I would be like, oh, okay, interesting. But at least they're committing. They have to really commit to get it done, right? Silver Skull, late fee, was busy typing up spell and ability sheets for my players. Going to be running the adventure soon. Nice Silver Skull. Let's go. An evil man super chatted. An evil man with an evil looking logo too. Do spell attacks stack with melee attacks for multiple check penalty? If not, why would I ever not multi-class martial / spellcaster? So yeah, this is another thing that people trying to hypothesize and min-max and build out the best characters possible. So if you're taking out any sort of role play reasons why you build a class or class fantasy of why you build a class, and if you're purely talking about optimization only, All right, so that's where we're at right now. So spell attacks and attack checks do not stack. They don't incur their attack penalties or the multiple check penalty against each other. They don't. They are separate. You know, again, for now, I because ultimately right now I have not seen that be a problem. I don't think it's wildly so strong. It's such a slap in the face, crazy, powerful that you have to multi-class into a martial if you're a spellcaster, and spellcaster if you're martial, etc. Because in general, one of the things is you lose some synergies. If you're a barbarian that's raging, I mean, sure you could multi-spellcaster and then shoot, but you're raging, right? Your rage deals more damage to your physical attacks with the weapon. So why are you shooting magic, right? So in general, martials, wizards standing on a spell sigil that gets advantage on all their stuff. I mean, just cast another spell. You can pump mana into spellcasters can pump mana into spells every single time they cast a spell, right? So sure, you could shoot a bow if you wanted to as a wizard. But I mean, and go for it if you want to, right? But spellcasters kits boost their kits. Marshals kits, like the features they get, boost martial stuff, right? Could you dabble in either one? Sure. And if through the dabbling, could you come up with some combos? Sure, go for it and build those characters. But so far, I've not seen anything be broken to the point where it's a must-have in general. But it is something that we're watching. But there's my take on that one. Rakdos. Late fee, what have I missed? A bunch of announcements. I have 2 of my 5 magic items figured out. Oh, can't wait to see those signed copies. Can't wait for those signed copies. I don't know what the means. Copies? Are you talking about signed copies? Because you're a legendary backer and you get a signed copy and you're working on your magic items and all this stuff? I don't know what the means on that, but I got you, Rakdos. All the legendary survey stuff's going to come out after Gen Con, because Gen Con it's another gauntlet for that one, right? Chronosphere 4 for the initiative bouncer. For the initiative bouncer. Yeah, thanks for the tip. Still not getting in though. Nope. Yep. Yeah, see, the initiative bouncer can't be bought. But I still say thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chronosphere. And his first time super chat. Appreciate you, dude. And then Cyber Riot, another first time super chat. A lot of first time super chatters tonight. Thank you guys. Any chance for an expanded wild magic table? If the same results come up too often, it feels less random. Same results come up too often, it feels less random. Yeah. So what's been interesting? I can speak to this in two ways ish. I personally kind of like when similar magic, wild magics come up, because it becomes part of a story. Hell or High Rollers, YouTube channel that's doing a great, absolutely 10 out of 10, great live play of DC20. They have a sorcerer turtle. It's a tortoise born, who casts lightning magic, and they have rolled on the wild magic table 2 or dare I say 3 times, and they've rolled the same thing either 2 or 3 of those times, and it's always been they get stunned. So they get stunned, and that's crazy. And it's just been a funny joke now that he's just like, right? And then we had a wild magic surge, first wild magic surge of the campaign happen in last week's game, and it was the size growth thing at an absolutely epic moment in the middle of all this craziness that was happening. And then it became kind of a thing that, like, oh, you can just grow in size, and some of the other players were role playing that was just an ability he unlocked now, when they all knew it was a wild magic thing. And then he had another moment to where we could see if he did a wild magic, and no, it wasn't, right? And I almost even ruled in that moment. He made a roll. I said roll a d20, and if you hit a natural 1 or natural 20, you'll surge. And I will even say right now, you won't roll on the surge table. It's going to be the size 1, because I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting to start to tell a story of, like, what's this wild magic? Where's this wild magic taking us, right? So yeah, but to answer your question, I absolutely see something of a wild magic table expansion for Advanced Gameplay Guide, which is right up my alley. And y'all know, everybody knows I got a very popular D300 wild magic table. I think it is the best wild magic table for a lot, that's a whole nother conversation there. And I'm not trying to hype up my own stuff. I just really, really love it. And it was my baby, so much into that thing. But yeah, so long story short, yeah, you could totally see an expanded Wild Magic table, but there's a little rant for there too. Logan, I noticed that several people on the subreddit were saying Fighter in its current state is weak / boring compared to other classes. Thoughts, Coach? Yeah, so Fighter went through a big rework. Adaptive Arsenal was one of the strongest features in the game, one of the crunchiest features in the game, and one of the most boring in the game. Right? Their original, sorry, not Adaptive Arsenal, Adaptive Tactics, their version in 0.7. In 0.8, they got a new update and all this other kind of stuff. And we tried this whole weapon swapping situation. We're seeing how that works. And then I've seen some people's feedback on that Fighter is not in a good spot for them, and they're not liking it as much. Absolutely, I've heard that, and the Fighter is probably on the top of my list for classes that need to be looked at for a potential additional rework to go down that rabbit hole for. And that probably will happen sooner than later as we're looking at things, because we need to base subclass features in and around the level 1 and 2 features, because subclass features expand on the previous features. So yeah, fighters on the docket there too. And then Wheeler. Oh, hey, hold up. I gotta make a note here. Mark handouts and check in. Okay, cool. In. All right, cool. And then wow. If you show your what? Wheeler, Bardic Aggravation. Coach, $40 super chat. Thank you, dude. Coach, you've done more for the TTRPG community than you may ever know. Man, so thanks. Thank you for that. That is, I love this tabletop roleplay community. I've been mind blown by the hobby of tabletop roleplay. I came to it later in life. I did not grow up playing in high school and all that kind of stuff. I was busy playing World of Warcraft and Halo and other games like that. I wish I did, because man, oh man, is this my jam. So for you to say that means a lot. I really do appreciate that. And question, will the Scion be included in the subclass Palooza and Zero? No. The Scion's not part of the core rules, so I cannot work on the Scion alongside it. The Scion's a completely separate thing. The Scion got its rework. Why it was the first volume of the DC20 magazine is the Scion got a rework alongside everybody else for 0.8. But for 0.8, we decided that the Scion was getting cut. So the Scion got cut. And I was like, man, this is the perfect thing, and the perfect why the DC20 magazine is going to be in such a cool spot to give out this type of stuff. Because when the Scion releases, who knows when the Scion's going to release, like fully, right? So right now it's on the DC20 magazine. Oh my God, that's perfect, right? So there you go. Now, is the Scion going to be taken along the way for no, because I want to make sure that the DC20's core rules are prioritized. And I think that wouldn't necessarily be fair to DC20 as a whole if we kept the Scion along the whole process. But the Scion will be updated, staggered though. Like, so 0.9 subclasses will come out, awesome, and then we'll keep working and developing, and then if there's a spot where, like, you know what, okay, let's do these Scion subclasses, then that'll come out there. So and Agile Monk, deep bow for the brother Agile Monk here. Gifted 5 Dungeon Coach memberships. More green names in the chat. Let's go. Thank you, Agile Monk. Thanks, brother. And then Sing and Smash. How about level requirements for ancestries, talents, etc.? Yeah. For higher, there are going to be higher level ancestry features and talents, etc., that do have level requirements. Yes, that is 100% a thing that's gonna happen for sure, bro. Subterranean behind the scenes, only allow glide speed, powerful but not broken. Yeah. Glide speed is super great for level 1 version of flying, and I'd even say limited flight is pretty good. It does open up some things outside of combat where people can just kind of fly and break things as well there. But yeah, so that's always up to the game master to allow flying or not. The same thing's true in Dungeons and Dragons with Aarakocra or whatever sort of flying races. You can modify that as much as you want. So heck yeah. Attack while monologuing. Late, but I was running DC20, so I simply won't apologize. That is true. If you were late to the DC20 live stream because you were playing DC20, I think there's no apology needed there. So, and you also don't need to do that late fee. So, I went to look to see if I could jokingly like click a refund on the and there's no refund button. But thanks, brother. If mythic monsters are in DC20, can we at least get one in the monster pack? They would also get a good DC20 magazine issue. Yeah. So monsters in general are gonna be there's going to be a version of a issue of DC20 magazine in the future that's just a bunch of monsters. I think that's going to be a really cool resource just to be able to have like, all right, DC20 magazine, we're filling in gaps. We got an entire class. We got a magic system. Here's a bunch of monsters, right? And we can showcase and pull back the curtain on some of the things that is going on there and different ways to do it. One of the monsters that will be in that DC20 magazine is the monster I just ran for my campaign in session 10 of the campaign. A huge salamander creature that can shift its body into different materials that it touches. So if it's touching rock, its entire body shifts into rock, like literally looks like rocks and is made of rocks. If it's on grass, its literal scales like stand up and it looks like blades of grass and the whole thing looks like grass. If it gets hit with a sword, it has to take a reaction to turn into metal. So the whole salamander turns into metal. It's super cool. But that's going to be one example of monsters coming out for that. So heck yeah. And it was a boss monster. It had 2 turns. And that might sound crazy, but you know how the initiative thing works where it's staggered, right? It had a turn and it had another turn. So 2 players went, it went, 2 players went, it went. So yeah, it was no joke. And it had 4 legendary actions. Wow. But it was 1 monster versus 4 players. So the whole thing worked out absolutely perfectly. It was great. Regan, is there a free character creator sheet available? There's the form fillable PDF. But that's the only thing that's available right now. The early access character creator for DC20 that hasn't been released yet either. So that there is not a free character creator available yet, but there will be at some point in the future. And there's even going to be a version that's available for free on Demiplane. There's going to be a version of DC20 on Demiplane, the literal best character creator in the world. So yeah, all that stuff's coming. Blake Bloomquist, plans to create DC20 marketplace similar to drive-through. Yes, 100%. That is a plan. Just ran the hunted and tested my first race in my development campaign setting. So fun. Yes, let's go. Awesome to see. I have ran the hunted playtest so many times. So love to see that people join in on that experience, and I would love to see how the whole thing went. Marketplace, yes, there's on the website there's gonna be a whole website overhaul rework once things kind of get settled, right? And I want to add that for sure. I want to add that and have a place where people can go and see third-party content and all that kind of stuff. I think there's a whole thing for it. Regan, oh my gosh, imagine a penguin themed subclass for every class. No, I'm not going to imagine that, Regan. I'm going to give you a pass because you have a lightsaber in your icon. But I'm not going to imagine that, okay? Okay? Shoot. Grouch, I was not looking for a new game system, but the video from D&D Shorts and replies to my concerns, and then my looking into the beta is the key in the Kickstarter converted me. Thanks for my new go-to game. Oh my gosh. Honestly, that is the craziest thing when people are like, this is my new favorite game. This is my new tabletop roleplay game. We're doing a campaign in DC. Like, that is just the biggest honor. And I really mean honor in that way. Like, it's just, I appreciate the faith in how much you like DC20 enough to believe in it, to choose for it to be a campaign, or even say that it's your favorite. Like, thank you for that, Grouch. And that icon always makes me smile. Brad B, will social expiration make an appearance in the rules? Yes. Just how the cookie crumbles as far as launching a tabletop roleplay game. The majority of everyone ever cares about combat, And Dungeons and Dragons set a very low bar of how much you need to give people for social and exploration. Essentially nothing. So I had to essentially mirror that in a way that gives combat, fleshes it out. We need to get the classes out. We needed all these things. And then 0.11 is social and exploration rules. So there you go. 0.9 is subclasses, which will get you to levels 3 and 4. 0.10 is spells, the great spell rework. Is absolutely huge things for involving spells, and maybe also level 5 class features. And 0.11 is going to be social and exploration stuff start to trickle in there as well. So heck yeah. Peter Fawcett, question: how do you feel about a talent or ancestry feature that grows with your level without needing more points in it? Stronger at level 5 and 10. Yeah. So in general, Peter Fawcett, my quick answer to that is no, because that's essentially that is broken by definition. You have to spend points on the ancestry to get it. And then you get more points at level 4, literally at level 4 and level 7 and potentially 10 and virtue talents and all this stuff. You'll get more points for your ancestry. So if you're getting more points for your ancestry, we literally can't make an ancestry point that scales, because that's not fair, because you would just get that one, right? And the whole build of the system to be able to let you scale over time, you can scale over time with what you choose, right? Unlike my side analogy is in 5th edition, how proficiency bonus works is if you choose proficiency in stealth, you just constantly get better at stealth for that one choice you made in the past, right? Whereas in DC20, you can put 1 point in stealth at the beginning of the game. Sure. But if you don't put any more points into stealth the rest of the game, you're not going to be stealthy still, which, yeah, you need to put points and effort and choice into those things. So I hope that feels fair. And then Laura Holderman, just with a super chat, first time super chat. Laura Holderman doesn't even say anything. I appreciate that. If Laura Holderman, and then Laura Holderman does have another super chat followed by that. I'm sorry if you went to type in something and it messed up. So I'm sorry, Laura. How do you level up? Is there XP? Yes, there are 3 systems in DC20 for experience. I have not released those types of things or put priority on releasing that, because you can only hit to level 2 in the first place. So once you can get to level 6 or 7 or so, the experience system will kick in there, probably 0.12, right? There is milestone, which is super simple, and you just milestone experience, done. It's just at certain points in the story, you decide that they level up. You can't be more simple than that, right? Done. And there is experience in the game, and the way that you can calculate experience is actually easy to calculate. Coming from a math teacher and knowing people's dispositions towards math in general, the process in which you calculate experience is going to be easy, and the numbers are going to be much smaller. Yes, and you're going to get experience for social encounters. You're going to get experience for exploration encounters. You're going to get experience for combat skill challenges. You're going to get experience for social skill challenges. Like, you're going to get experience for the challenges that the game master puts in front of you, whether that be combat or other things or whatever. And the game master is going to be in control of how much experience, how hard is this thing I put at them. Done, right? It's going to be so simple as well. There's going to be such a pulse check the game master will have on it of being like, oh man, wow, y'all did this, y'all succeeded, but not only did you succeed, y'all did all this extra stuff. Man, you know what? I'm going to give you another experience point for that. And it's going to be a cool another layer of reward that I feel like is completely lost in D&D right now. I've never felt like experience was a cool tool in my DM's tool belt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, where can I find the fillable PDF character sheet? Regan, it should be in the zip folder that was the folder that's downloaded through the drive-thru RPG link is a zip folder that has 3 things in there: the core rules, the character sheet, and the form fillable character sheet. That's all in that zip. And if you can't find it, message a moderator and we'll get in contact and all that kind of stuff on Discord. And we'll get in contact and try and get you set up good to go. Just ran the Hunted this past weekend. It went over Necronomicon. Nice name. Just ran the Hunted this past week. It went over well, and I was asked to come up with additional hunts. I hope my characters like nightmare chickens. I think abyssal chickens meet Therizinosaurus. Oh my gosh, Necronomicon. I'm a dinosaur freak, right? And then therefore now my son is a dinosaur freak. So Therizinosaurus, if y'all don't know, is basically like a long-necked raptor that has long arms, and it has like Edward Scissorhands, gigantic claws. So absolutely Necronomicon. That is amazing. So thank you for the first time super chat. I love that the hunting went off with that hit, and now you're actually going to be building out the world in that. That's so cool. That's so cool. I love that. I appreciate that. So we are now into overtime, and we're still going through super chats. So thank you guys. Wow, we are running into weird problems, which isn't problems. These are all good problems. There's so many people and so many people giving back in super chats. I appreciate that. I might have to come up with something else to be able to get some questions here. So I think one of the solutions to that is going to be a speed round. So speed round, we are in overtime now. I'm gonna rattle through some questions, get caught up, answer some more questions from the chat, and call it off here because I have to go build the rest of the one shot for Brennan Lee Mulligan and Abria Iyengar. And that's kind of crazy, and I have a lot of stuff I want to pour into that. So here we go. Really hope I can get my player hooked as I am. After 18 years of D&D, a lot of fails at converting my table to something else. I feel DC20 can make it. Let's go, Leaky. Let's go, Leakies. That is quite a task. Quite a task. So I have some plans and things to set in place to try and make that as easy as possible with like a one shot that really showcases cool aspects of it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I appreciate that, Leaky. And then Cree Dog, I may run the SMT4 in DC20. Do you think press turn combat would work for initiative? I don't know what press turn combat would work for initiative. SMT4? I don't know what SMT4 is either. I'm sorry, Cree Dog. I don't know what that is. Ironbird, I want a game where we build an army minion or not. Oh yeah, there's going to be mass combat rules for sure. I have mass combat rules in Alcantar's Almanac. There'll be for sure mass combat rules in the future expansion type things of DC20 for sure. Rex Room, been very inspired to make characters in DC20. I think my favorite so far is my tattoo artist Bard, where each of his tattoos correspond to a spell. That's so cool. Heck yeah. If you cast Bless on somebody, you just tattoo their body for a second and the tattoo's on their body until the spell fades, and then the tattoo fades. That's super cool. And then Mantic. Mantic, that is quite the late fee there. I'm reading it in overtime, so that is quite the late fee. But I appreciate you, and I love your icon. Garrus Castilian, I hope Draken Harbor becomes an official DC20 campaign setting. Currently, my campaign setting players love it. Oh my gosh, Garrus, that is awesome. Draken Harbor. Bastion is a very large port city in the campaign setting in DC20, and I one of my notes for Bastion City to finish fleshing it out is take a side by side of Draken Harbor and Bastion City and make sure to combine them together in that way. So that's super awesome from you, Garrus. Thank you for that. And then Time Lord back. Whoa, Time Lord's back with another $100 super chat. Jeez. DC20 has made me excited for TTRPGs like when I was playing 2nd edition back in school years ago. You have made DC20 as if far more exciting. Yes, I'm old. Man, honestly, I love that. I truly, that was my hope. I did not want to make a game that's just like shiny, a bunch of bells and whistles, and all the young bucks really like it, and like the 20 and like early 30-year-olds, and like that's the like I love hearing that people that have played nothing but even like 1st and 2nd edition, like you're talking about, that DC20 speaks to them in that way, and they can tell stories that are epic, fun. They can get their hands messy with the crunch and customization, or can keep it simple and just not worry too much about it. It's super 4 action points, done. I've played with absolute beginners, and they feel great with it, and seeing veterans dive into it as well. Gosh, that makes me feel. Thank you for that. Time Lord. Oh man. And then, also, we're gonna do the giveaway as soon as I'm done reading these questions. So everybody in the chat, say something. And I know there's gonna be like a wall of the word something that comes out. You can say a number. You could do a penguin emoji. You could, whatever. Type something. Press enter so that the Nightbot knows you're here. And then I'm gonna do the giveaway as soon as I'm done with these questions. Christopher Sigmund would love to see you and your team turn your collective masterful abilities for mutilating rules to make them better towards D100 and 2D6 systems. I'm not going to hold my breath, but a guy can dream. Christopher Sigmund. Yeah. I mean, the honest thing about that is just to be completely honest with you, I don't see that happening. Just purely because I think it would not be fair to the community if I were to be like, okay, sorry, 1 second, DC20. Let me go do something completely different. So I feel like I have a responsibility as the creator of DC20 to be able to do that. Now, as the popularity of DC20 rises, are there going to be people that are good at being able to masterfully manipulate rules and stuff? Make some hacks for a D100 and 2D6 system? Absolutely. Absolutely, that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You can even do the numbers and crunch some numbers there and do a roll of D100 and kind of just massage the math a little bit and make it happen right now, right? But a guy can dream. Thank you, Christopher. And then Alex, back to the early live stream questions. Alex Lamarck, I know I'm a bit early for this, but what if will there be support for third-party creators? Absolutely. There's already an affiliate system for DC20 for people that create content for DC20. There's going to be a website links. There's going to be a website marketplace. Third-party content creators, love them, love you guys. I was one of them for my whole D&D career, and I 100% want to support them in DC20. Chad Geralti, is the Scion rolled into Spellblade? No, definitely not. Two totally different classes. Yellow Ninja, will the magic item system be in the book or a future book? The magic item system will be either in the advanced gameplay guide or a future like entirely magic situation. My goal is for it to be in the advanced gameplay guide, which is basically the Game Master's Guide of DC20. And then question, Chris G, when will the penguin ancestry be announced? Nice try, Chris G. Nice try. Maybe a few months. Jekyll Geek, question. Do any of the new ancestries have dark vision or other things that I should know about? Dark vision, off the top of my head, Terraborn will have dark vision. And the Shadowborn will have dark vision. And not going to answer on goblins or gremlins just yet, but there you go. And how do you feel about the wish spell in DC20 close to level 20 or the wish spell would be level 20 if at all, right? And it would be in line and not busted up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then Zack M, do you have plans to release the Gen Con one shot? Yes, the Gen Con one shot is going to be one of the one shots in the one shot collection for the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter has a PDF that is a one shot collection PDF. So if you back the Kickstarter and you got that add-on, all $95 tier and above backers get it, and you could have got it as an add-on. Or if you missed the boat, it also is available on, it'll be available on the website, but that is going to be the thing there. So, yeah, that is going to be for sure a something I publish out and release, the one shot that I ran with Brennan and Abria. So heck yeah. So there's the questions. Time to do the giveaway. Here we go. Super chats now. Break the goal. We are. Oh, we're 20 away from the goal. Hey, wow, you guys are down with the wire with it. Impressive job, people. The surge. And then Aegis Virium, just help get someone a dice set. Oh, Aegis, that's so kind. And then Silver Skull for the goal. I see those penguins. I don't think that super chat counts because of the penguins, just saying. And then Chris Ward, are there abilities tied to going large or tiny with wild form for druids? Could not find anything in the current DC20 rules. Are there attributes attributes? There's no sort of attribute changes. It's just simply the size category change. And the size category change has implications in the creatures in combat section of the rules. where it talks about sizes, monster size differences, to where if you're larger as far as grappling and shoving and moving and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. A nudge for dice from Kaizo. And wow, we're 5 away. So what better time to do the giveaway than right now? So this first giveaway, encouragement ends in preparing a one shot, and at this point I'm sorry to come battle. Sharing the thoughts of previous ones. Oh, that's an interesting little thing there. So, all right. So the super chats or this giveaway is for the upgrade, upgrade, right? So this first giveaway is for there we go. DC needs hydration, baby. Oh wow. Whoa. We hit the goal, guys. You can stop. We hit the goal, guys. You can stop. Grand Old Dwarf says, for the dice. Clutch. Silver Skull says, the goal. Chronosphere says, DC needs hydration badly. I'll do it again. I was coughing a bunch there too, huh? And Wheeler says, dice fund. Oh, man. Y'all really came through at the end there. That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all did it. Y'all did it. Omnicun says, for the dice. Okay, you got it. Okay, we're doing 2 giveaways. The first one is for that dice set y'all just get. Actually, no. First one's for first one's for the dice set, since y'all just unlocked that. Heck yeah. So winner. This one is for the dice set. This one's for the dice set that y'all just unlocked right here. And then next, we are going to do the other DC20 giveaway. Did I miss anything? Okay, cool. And the winner is Galaxy Fox Night Sky. Let's go. Galaxy Fox Night Sky. Huge person on the Discord. Always active and around on the Discord. Galaxy Fox Night Sky. Message your local moderator. We'll get you set up. We'll get you your code. And that is a $75 gift card for Oh, God. The D4 keeps falling out. For a gift card. This is, I mean, you don't have to buy this one. This is a Die Hard Dice set, metal set case. You can do whatever you want. You'll probably be able to get like 2 sets of metal dice, honestly, with that. So heck yeah, it's raining dice. Literally was just there dropping. So heck yeah, there's that. And then now we're doing the giveaway. Another one. We're making it rain. We're making it rain here, people. Winner. This giveaway is for the DC20 giveaway. If you backed DC20 already, which that ship has sailed, so I mean it's just thanking and rewarding people again for the people who join that whole thing. So wait, Nightbot, hello, did y'all break Nightbot? Winner. I typed in winner. Did he say it? Winner. I typed it, but then is Nightbot asleep? Nightbot's asleep. I think I might have to. Oh, Nightbot. No, where? All right, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, Nightbot. Hello. I'm gonna try it again. Winner. If Nightbot freaks out and accidentally says 2 names, it's going to the first name. All right, just to be clear about that beforehand. Here we go. And bang. Here we go. Winner. Here it comes. Nightbot. Oh, and the winner is Nightbot. Woke back up. Hey, let's go. Erroneous 100. So Erroneous 100 and Galaxy Fox Night Sky. Message a moderator on Discord. If you don't know it, link in the description. Join the Discord. Find the people with the red names, not the pink names, the red names. Message them. They will get you hooked up, set up, email, all that good stuff. And we'll check you out, see if you're good to go, and go from there. So thank you guys. Sorry for being late, but that was a kid aggro situation. Oh, there he is. And then, oh, look, guys, mom's in there now with him, trying to get him back down because he woke back up during that, but she was home. Okay. Anyway, so there's that. Wish me luck, people, on the over in Gen Con, because next week I will not be, I don't think I'll be able to do a live stream next week. I'll be in Michigan because I'm going to Michigan, and then that next day I go, me and Luke from the DM Lair, we fly to Michigan and stay at my wife's parents' house, and then I drive from Michigan to where Luke lives, which is also like in Michigan, I think, or so a town near it. And then me and Luke drive and carpool all the way to Gen Con. Luke from the DM layer. We're roomies and road buddies. So wish us luck there. And yeah, I will be posting something about Gen Con. I think I might have a room of some kind where I'll try and do some sort of meetup or something like that. So I will be making a post. I'll make a post on Discord. I'll do everything I can to try and get everybody synced up on that. So wild stuff here, people. So love you guys. Can't wait to share some stories. The next live stream, which is probably going to be in 2 weeks from now, because I'll still be in Michigan, and I don't have any sort of streaming setup in Michigan. I don't know if I should do it on my phone, so I might be 2 weeks off while I'm at Gen Con. And then when we come back, though, we got some stories. We got some stories to tell. Okay, we got some stories to tell. So I will see you guys next time. Stay creative. Think it's in the box. Love y'all.